Hey everybody, this is Klaus from Plant Based Foods. We're at Whole Foods and I'm with
Lottie
and
Kirsten.
And we're gonna do Whole Foods vegan haul, and then we're gonna go back home to do healthy vegan meal prep. Come with us.
Hey guys, it's Lottie. We're gonna be doing a Whole Foods grocery haul today. I'm with Kirsten, I'm with Klaus. They're gonna help me out. I'm gonna start with some items in the bulk bin and then get some berries and some tofu, tempeh, soy milk. And then Klaus and Kirsten are gonna help me with some of the other extraneous items like produce, greens, etc.
Hey guys, so I'm trying to find avocados, but I got distracted by this really cool eco-friendly wine section.
How's it going, sir? What's your name?
Good, I'm Cosmo.
So you went vegan 3 years ago, and why did you go vegan? What's your documentary?
Pretty much just, learning about all of the inhumane ways that animals are treated. You can't support that.
We are at the bulk bin section. For me, this is my focus when I go to the store because it's the best way to get a lot of items for a really good amount of money and still get them organic.
Whilst Lottie is getting the rice, I said I would get a thing of bananas. I'm gonna get one of these into the basket.
So we're gonna do 4 different styles of meal, and we're gonna start with quinoa, then we're going to the brown rice, we're gonna need white rice, and we're also gonna need lentils. Okay, the last thing I'm gonna get is the oats. So I prefer actually rolled oats to steel cut, and in this case it says that they're about the same amount of calories and about the same amount of protein, but sometimes the rolled oats can be actually a little bit more, and to me rolled oats just taste better. And if you're adding like protein powder or berries or soy milk, it just kind of soaks up the flavor a little bit better.
Guys, so I had to find the avocados because they were hiding, but I found them up front.
I'm in the frozen aisle, and Lottie told me that she wants some rice cakes. I think the salt-free ones, so I'm just trying to find them.
I was just standing at the vegan wine section and I noticed this girl had a really rad shirt. It says Clark Kent is vegan. It's the craziest weirdo shirt, and I really know the company. I recognize it, and I really want to go say hi. So we're gonna go up and say hi to her. Okay, here we go. Hey, check it out.
Clark Kent was vegan.
Yeah. So we're doing this video. We're just basically trying to show people how to shop in Whole Foods, doing like a plant-based diet, vegan diet, and maybe you can just like introduce yourself and say hi.
Yeah, hi, my name is Leanne Price. I'm a personal trainer and nutrition specialist. I've been vegan for 7 years.
I love that. So what are you in here getting today?
I'm getting a bunch of yummy vegan treats. So I just discovered that Kite Hill makes a ravioli now. They have amazing ricotta cheese. I don't know if you've ever tried
I've tried it. It's so good.
So
it's
I'm
literally
I'm
so good.
definitely getting
So good.
both flavors. Oh my gosh. The mushroom one and the spinach one.
So we're looking for oil-free hummus. This stuff, I think, has got oil in it, and it's really expensive. You don't get that stuff. If you want to go cheap, you don't get that stuff. But there's plenty here.
So in order to get over to the meat alternatives, the tofu and the tempeh, I've got to walk past the meat section. It's been almost 10 years since I stopped eating meat.
I've actually been vegan for 5 years now, but I've only been doing like the meal prep thing for like the last maybe like year and a half, almost 2 years, and really dedicating it like the last year because I just started doing fitness competitions, and I'm really busy for work. I travel all the time, at least 50% of the time, and I found that if I have my meals prepared in the beginning of the week and I can dedicate 2 or 3 hours on a Sunday to do that, then I am way more prepared for the rest of the week, and I don't worry about grabbing snacks on the road. I don't worry about coming off of my diet.
So I really like all the organic girl stuff. So we're gonna get some spinach and arugula. Start with the baby arugula. That's on sale.
This is Klaus, and we're still in Whole Foods, and I found these two. You're meant to be shopping.
Sorry, we're hungry, okay?
What are we getting? Smoothie, right? Just checking out. We're about to pay. What do we get?
Okay, we got some organic berries, we got the tofu, we got bananas, we got our greens, we got some of the other greens which we're gonna steam, And we got all our bulk bin items. So we got brown rice, quinoa, lentils, oats, and of course, we got rice cakes.
Okay, everybody, we got all the foods, and it came to how much?
$93.
I blame it on you, Lottie, for getting. How much was the broccoli?
The broccolini, it was $10.
Regular broccoli, $2.99 on sale.
I feel like, you know, if people want to go cheaper on this stuff, then just get frozen berries, stuff
Yeah,
like that. You hear
I
what I'm
think so.
saying? That would save another $20 or like $10.
Yeah. Oh, and I got really big things of greens. I could have gotten smaller in my greens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you could get the spinach that's not boxed, that you wash yourself.
Uh-huh.
And then you can put it in a Tupperware at home, and that's gonna save like at least $1 or $2 at
Mm-hmm.
least. So we were being a bit lazy, but if we'd been a little more conscious, especially after looking at the receipts, I think we could have saved like another $15-20.
Mm-hmm.
And this is all organic. So then you're eating organic for like, say like $7 a day. That's not bad.
Not bad,
Not
yeah.
bad.
Good old
Pretty good.
Whole Foods. We're in the kitchen and we're about to knock up the first recipe.
So right now we're working with some tofu that we've marinated using Fit Vegan Chef's marinated tofu recipe. Really good, really easy. Took like 10 minutes to make.
Just written like 20 seconds, describe like how did he do it?
So we just took tamari, some onion, garlic powder, a little bit of maple syrup, made a little mixture, and then dipped everything in there real quick, threw it in the oven for about 10, 12, 15 minutes. Okay, so we're just gonna take a bowl. I always usually do like the grain, which is kind of the base first. And right now I'm measuring everything out because this is for my prep for the week. But you know, you can eyeball it. I mean, basically it's a kind of a handful of each ingredient. But for these purposes today, we're gonna measure it out. So we're going with 120 grams of brown rice. So just gonna measure that out real quick. Then we're gonna go with 55 grams of the tofu. And this is approximately 15, 16 grams of protein. So pretty high in protein and, like Klaus said, extremely delicious. So 55 grams, we just have the strips. Broccolini, so this is for steaming. I usually just lie it on top so that way it's easy to pull out and I can steam it separately or throw it in kind of at the last minute. And we're gonna do 150 grams. This adds about 4.5, 5 grams of protein, making it at least like 22 grams or so of protein per meal, which is not bad.
And this is typically like lunch or dinner?
It can kind of be flexible. So the way I do it is I kind of look at how much protein I'm getting for the day. Just because I'm training really hard right now, so I kind of need to be a little bit more aware of that, and I watch my fat levels. If you're just doing this for general health, it's kind of what you feel like. So if you feel like tofu for lunch one day and then the next day you feel like tofu for dinner, then you can switch it up, which I kind of like, you know? It's not like traditional meat and dairy where, you know, you're having steak for dinner or anything like that. It's really flexible, and that's part of why I love the plant-based vegan lifestyle.
Okay, we're back with the second recipe, which is?
It's a seitan with some stir-fried veggies, no oil, white rice, and some green beans. So start with the rice.
What do you say to people that are like, oh, this is white rice, this is refined?
I mean, here's the thing. There's still nutrient value in there. You need the glucose, you need the carbohydrates, especially if you're training hard. And to be honest, there's so much nutrient value in all of these foods that we're adding together. A little bit of white rice is not gonna hurt you.
Sure.
And again, like, you shouldn't be afraid of carbohydrates. So
Pick your battles with animal products, oil, stuff like that, and not necessarily white rice.
exactly.
So we're going in with the greens or the
I'm gonna go with
mushrooms?
the seitan first
Okay,
and
cool.
the mushrooms, because that way we can take the beans kind of like we've done with the first meal. We can remove those and then steam them separately or throw them in on top so they don't get overcooked and you still retain a lot of the nutrients. So we'll just go ahead and take a couple handfuls here. This meal is a little higher in protein. It's probably closer to like 28 grams, maybe even 30 grams of protein, depending on the seitan. A lot of the time I will make my own out of Vital Wheat gluten. It's a little bit less expensive, there's less sodium, but today we just bought some from the store, still very high in nutrients and pretty much oil-free, so it's a good way to go. And then we're gonna finish up with the green beans right now.
So it's recipe number 3 now, and it looks like we're working with lentils, quinoa, and sweet potato, right?
Yep.
I think there's meant to be some asparagus, which is over here. So as I do that, do you want to start
Yeah,
plating?
let's do it. So we're gonna start with about 60 grams of quinoa. Really, really good, super nutritious, high in vitamins. A little bit more nutritious, I'd say, than rice per serving because it technically is not a grain, but it's a seed. So I like to include a little bit of that, and I'm gonna mix it with the sweet potato because again, that's like really, really nutrient dense.
As you're doing that, I've got a general question to ask you, which I don't feel like we've touched on that much. Like generally your sort of fitness competitions and modeling, like when did you sort of get into it, and is that what sort of prompted you to do this kind of thing?
So I got into it just over like a year and a half ago, and because of that, that's required me to meal prep. But the other thing is also like I work a lot, I travel a lot, so that kind of plays into it as well. But I just started doing really like more of the fitness modeling, and I've done a couple competitions earlier in the year, and I've got a couple more coming up. So this is kind of getting me ready to get back into meal prep season because I've been a little bit lax on that, been traveling a lot. So now it's time for me to get back into it and get a little bit more strict.
Mm-hmm. So what's the typical difference with your food between off season and when you're preparing? Do you do this kind of thing year round, or?
I try to meal prep as much as possible when I'm not like on season, but sometimes that is not always like easy to do, and sometimes I'm traveling more for work or for pleasure, so I can be more flexible, and I'm not tracking calories really as closely, and I may be eating like a little bit more on like a not so much a deficit, maybe like even a surplus.
So we're moving on to the next recipe, which is breakfast, which includes berries and oats.
Yep, so we got some organic berries, we've got some organic rolled oats that we got from the bulk bin. I think in total for I think we got 6 servings actually, so we got a little bit extra, but it cost less than $2.20, which is amazing. So these are all pre-measured out, but it's about 50 grams. And then what we're gonna do is, this will be cooked at a later time, but I'm just gonna kind of shake this to the side, and we're gonna put in the berries next to it. I think we have bananas, right? But they're not ripe. So we chose not to put any bananas in there because you want to let them get a little bit more brown than this. So
now, I did get the bananas, but it was not my fault because there were no ripe bananas. But I guess like with this kind of stuff, you just, yeah, you can be flexible, right? You don't have to have it with the oats. You can wait a couple of days.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, this is really cool. So we've got like, I'm just looking in front of me, which you might be able to see from the cameras. We've got like heaps of dishes. We've got breakfast now. I'll give you the last container for the oats. So what are the take homes from this whole like video?
Well, I think the thing is we tried to stick to set amounts that we kind of pre-qualified, but we ended up with extra food. So even though we spent just over $93, we got all this organic food, and we got, for some of the meals, enough for a 5th meal, for breakfast, even a 6th meal. Mm-hmm. So we kind of overshot it. Again, it's bulk bins, it's kind of hard to add up, but it's nice to have a little bit extra. And I feel like we did a little bit better than we thought now with the pricing of everything.
Definitely. It looks so good with all the meals in front of me. It's like, it almost feels like it's just a huge thing we've done. It will just take off so much time from your week, just having them all ready.
It'll be so much easier. It'll save a lot of time, and it'll also save you from snacking on things that you may not want to be snacking on.
Right, that's it. That's my issue. But,
it's a lot of people's issue. It can be my issue sometimes too.
So that's it. So let's get some shots of all of these. And as it's panning over, do you have any other like closing remarks? Where can people find out about you, and are you on social media? Or?
I am. I'm known by the handle on Instagram as @highperformancevegan. And I share just a lot of general lifestyle stuff, a lot of fitness training, and then just mostly like lately a lot of meals and meal prepping. So you guys can find me there.
Cool. And I think that's it. Looks like there are some leftovers, so I'm going to dig in. And,
yeah, me too, Klaus.
Please subscribe for more plant-based news. We'll see you soon.